In shape, 145. Yeah. In shape. You know what I mean? So this is different from a Crawford coming up to 168, but we know his walk around weight is probably 170, 180.
Gervonta Tank Davis' only shortcoming, pun intended, is his height. He's 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. But as you can see here, he's working on his versatility.
Reports suggest that Terence Crawford recently met with Gervonta Davis before Davis's upcoming bout with Jake Paul. During the visit, Crawford offered key training insights and shared his experience on fight strategy. Both champions reportedly exchanged techniques and discussed their approaches to the sport, displaying strong mutual respect. Crawford also expressed full confidence in Davis, admiring his skill and discipline. Interestingly, he mentioned that if the opportunity ever arose, he'd be open to facing Davis in the ring, not out of rivalry, but out of pure respect for the sport of boxing.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that moving up 2 weight classes, and, daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Wow. Man. Gervonta said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147.
Ooh, see, man.
You're going to have a pre-camp.
Then what the people going to say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
I don't know.
Gervonta Davis appears to be taking inspiration from Terence Crawford, one of boxing's most technically gifted fighters. Crawford's preparation for his clash with Canelo Alvarez stood out for his seamless stance switches, flawless balance, and unpredictable rhythm. Now Davis seems to be applying a similar approach. Recent training footage reveals him experimenting with advanced footwork, shifting angles and even switching stances mid-combination, something we've rarely seen from him before. Analysts suggest that Davis isn't just learning from Crawford, but also taking notes from Jaron Boots Ennis, a master of fighting effectively from both stances. This new evolution in his style hints that Davis might be planning to shock the boxing world in his upcoming showdown with Jake Paul.
Right. This is scary. Gervonta Tank Davis is working on his versatility. We already know he has that ultimate equalizer, that special God-gifted one-punch knockout power. But he also can box. Gervonta Tank Davis, he's very durable, has a chin, never seen him visibly hurt. Gervonta Tank Davis also has great footwork, and foot placement. And here you see Gervonta Tank Davis' only shortcoming, pun intended, is his height. He's 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. But as you can see here, he's working on his versatility. He's now working on fighting orthodox. He's naturally a southpaw. Now he's working on fighting orthodox. Great switch hitters, no diddy, in the sport of boxing.
Boxing analyst Showbiz. The adult shared his thoughts on the upcoming clash between Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul, stressing that this fight must deliver excitement. According to him, many fans believe it could end up looking like a light sparring session, with both fighters holding back to protect their reputations. But if that happens, Showbiz warns, it could instantly damage both of their careers. He explained that fans expect fireworks, not caution. With Tank and Jake both commanding massive audiences who crave action, a slow or safe performance would destroy the hype. For this fight to succeed, it needs real intensity, real punches, and real drama. Anything less and viewers might never tune in again.
Career ending. It could be career ending. Jake Paul can end his whole shit. That's the black. Tank can end Jake Paul's whole shit. And if that fight is meh, and it's just a sparring session that's tit for tat, their shit's over. Because people gonna be pissed that it's exactly what they expected it to be. They can't do that. If they do, their career's ruined. Jake Paul career's ruined, and Tank. If they make it meh and just touch, both their brands suck. That's the black two sugars. You mess around in that bell ring, and you see little Tank, and you see big Jake, and he's throwing a jab, and little Tank making a miss, and bam, and y'all gonna be like, whoa, say I'm lying. Y'all know what? Yes, say I'm lying. Please say I'm lying. But y'all gonna be right there, cheering, because you ain't never seen nothing that damn bizarre. Even De La Hoya versus Shaq had headgear, and Shaq ain't a boxer. That right there, fireworks. Because you're going to be holding your breath, especially Tank fans. I'm going to be like, don't hit Tank. You're going to see Tank little ass legs, and big ass Jake big legs, and big ass head. Watch. Y'all talk all that shit now because y'all love talking shit. Y'all love hating on things until you see it. Like women back in the 90s. I remember my sisters back in the 90s. You ain't that cute. You ain't, but all on your shit. That's what y'all do. Y'all talk shit, but y'all the first ones there.
Boxing star Keith Thurman shared an honest take on Gervonta Tank Davis and his critics. He pointed out that the same people who constantly bash Tank are also the ones who never skip his fights. They claim his performances fall short, but yet they always tune in. Thurman explained that this behavior actually works in Tank's favor. Even negative attention keeps his name alive and trending in the boxing world. Every time critics try to tear him down, they're really helping build his brand and grow his fame.
If you're really not happy with Tank, first off, don't watch Tank. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You support it, then what you doing? You can't not support and support at the same time, right? So if you're a boxing purist, then this fight with Roach is really more for you. It's going to be more up your alley, you know? If you just like all entertainment, all fights, all hype, all everything, then you're going to want to tune in to the Tank and Paul show there, you know? Because that's all for entertainment. What's it? For entertainment purposes only, right? It's just say like somewhere in the small print of the promotion. For entertainment, don't do this at home, kids. You know, so fine.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. For entertainment purposes only, you know? So, it's money-making purposes only. You know, it is what it is, people.
When Claressa Shields suggested that the only logical fight for Gervonta Tank Davis would be against Shakur Stevenson, Tank didn't appreciate it. His response was sharp, saying that no one has the right to decide his next move. He made it clear, fans should remain fans, not try to manage his career. This reaction runs deeper than it seems. After his recent draw with Lamont Roach, many of his own supporters turned against him online, calling him overrated. That criticism clearly struck a nerve. Now, Tank's message is simple. He's done fighting for approval. From here on, he's fighting on his own terms, his own way.
And says that, pretty much the only people that can beat him is Shakur Stevenson, and I don't know who else he said. He said she thought that at a point in time that Devin Haney could beat him, but now she doesn't believe that. But so really the only fight that there is for Gervonta Davis is Shakur. What a mighty, mighty convenient argument. And Gervonta Davis responded, and basically his response was, "Come on, girl, stop talking about me so much because you're making me feel like I'm special." Right? So he pretty much just, kind of blows it off. But I really think that there's something much deeper going on here, and it is that this. And I said it again. I said it in another video. I'll say it in this one. The Bud Buddies. The Bud Buddies are a crew of boxers that all hang around and worship Terence Bud Crawford. And the main two members of it, besides the people that are actually in Terence Crawford's camp, as fighters are Shakur Stevenson and Claressa Shields, without a doubt. Claressa Shields is a huge backer of Terence and a huge backer of Shakur Stevenson. At the end of the day, the only thing she really cares about is what's in the best interest of Shakur Stevenson. And anything and everything she say is angled that way to get Gervonta Davis to do something that Shakur Stevenson wants him to do, which is really do all the hard work, and then be there for Shakur Stevenson to become a star at the end of it. I'm telling you, man, I believe that to the bottom of my soul, that is the same plan that Terence Crawford ran on Errol Spence Jr.
The upcoming clash between Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul doesn't quite fit the mold of traditional boxing. Many analysts argue that this isn't a true competitive bout. It's more of a hybrid between a sporting event and a spectacle. What makes it unusual is that both fighters are still in their prime. Exhibition fights usually happen when legends are past their peak, like the ones we've seen with Floyd Mayweather. But here, both Tank and Jake are active, capable, and still chasing greatness. That's why this matchup feels so unconventional. It's a mix of real boxing and viral entertainment, blurring the line between competition and showbiz.
It's like this, with fighters pretty much in their prime. But other than the size mismatch, most people are wondering, why has Tank taken this fight? And those were the first questions targeted to Tank in this presser. Because usually these sorts of bouts are relegated to the latter part of your career. And for most Gervonta Davis supporters, they thought they would get the big fights next, the Shakurs. They didn't think he would be fighting Jake Paul. Although Tank tried to push it off as fans should just be happy watching the sport and hey, haters will be haters, I think that's quite unfair to the people who have been loyal supporters of him and honestly have paid his bills. He tried to compare the level of criticism he gets to the likes of Mayweather, but the difference is with his mentor Floyd, he really did fight a lot of champs in their prime. Has Tank? Well, not really. The most notable fight he's recently had that the people actually wanted was the Ryan Garcia fight, and the only reason he took that fight was because everything was on his terms. And other than the Ryan fight over the last couple years, it's either been people who aren't in his weight division, which he's pulling up, or fighters ranked in the lower half of the top 10 lightweight list. The fights people have truly wanted to see just have never materialized, and simply that's why people criticize him. If the likes of Crawford never fought Spence or Usyk never fought Fury or Joshua, they would have caught the same level of flack. The reason why fighters like them are reported is because generally they take on whatever challenge is in front of them. Tank instead, his whole career has bobbed and weaved around the most significant challenges that the people actually want to see, unless he has everything his way.
Another major concern surrounding this matchup is the huge weight gap between the two fighters. Jake Paul typically walks around near cruiserweight size, while Gervonta Tank Davis competes between the lightweight and super lightweight divisions. That's roughly a 60-70 pound difference, something boxing structure was designed to prevent. Weight classes exist for a reason, to ensure fair competition and protect fighters from dangerous mismatches. If fights like this start to become common, it raises a serious question. What's the point of weight divisions at all? Even if it's labeled an exhibition, the physical imbalance could make things risky or completely one-sided. That's all for today's breakdown. Stay tuned for more boxing updates and insights.